You are watching ESPN's Feast Week. It's presented by Lowe's, and we bring you the Bad Boy Mowers Battle for Atlantis, the oasis by the sea, the Atlantis resort on Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Game 3 of our afternoon here in Nassau, the Bahamas. It features Dayton and NC State looking to bounce back after defeats yesterday. Two hard-fought battles, and they meet for the second time ever. That's all. A couple of wonderful games got us started today in our second day here in Nassau. Overtime thrillers. Tennessee and Kansas outlast both USC and Wisconsin respectively. So we got the top 25 battle, 7:30 Eastern, ESPN on Friday for the championship. Glad you're sticking with us on this Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, partner.
Happy Thanksgiving.
With Carolyn Peck, Kevin Fitzgerald with you. Really, two brilliant games got us going. Overtime thrillers. They were fun ones to start our coverage today.
If there's such thing as an appetizer, those two games were exactly it, especially going into overtime and the dramatic finishes at the end.
They were so good, don't fill up on the pre-entree courses there. So let's talk about NC State. They pushed Kansas to the brink, the reigning national champs. They had that trio in their backcourt who were brilliant yesterday, almost were able to knock off number 3 in the nation.
Look, Bill Self of Kansas said that these three guards are probably the fastest he will face all season long. Look at their averages, over 16 points per game. They also are shooting over 44% from the floor. Not only can they score, but they are quick as lightning. They are tough to catch. And on the other side, you have Dayton. Now, Dayton is really a lockdown defensive team. They have had their struggles on the offensive side, but defensively, they are holding teams under 24%, under 33%, and they held Wisconsin to 24%, only gave them 43 points. So it's going to be a strong offensive team against a strong defensive team tonight.
And which style will ultimately win out? The Dayton Flyers and the NC State Wolfpack, they're looking for what could very well be an important win when we get deeper into this season. The Dayton fans, they always travel well. And they are packed out here to see if their Flyers can do it today against NC State. Glad you are with us. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Just sit back, kick your feet up, grab the to-go plate, sit in front of the TV. We've got hoops here in the Bahamas. This is Jarkel Joyner. He is the veteran in that backcourt. His first look is off the mark, and Dayton has possession after the miss. So this is Anthony Grant's starting lineup. You just saw him a few moments ago. It's brought to you by the Atlantis, Paradise Island. Deron Holmes is Dayton's leading scorer. He is the force inside. Mike Sharaf jumps. Number 55 in the Navy today makes his 4th start of the season. There is Holmes taking flight on the first possession.
Talked to Coach Kevin Keats before the game, and he said that he had to make sure that they defended in the half-court. NC State did not want to allow Dayton to get the ball inside because they had struggled with the shooting. Make them take outside shots.
Well, Wisconsin pushed Holmes around quite a bit yesterday. It was a struggle for him, so he gets off on a better footing today. Just the second ever meeting between these two schools. After the turnover, Malachi Smith finds Kobe Elvis. Back inside to Holmes. This is Tamani Kamara offline. So this is the aforementioned Kevin Keats' starting 5. It's also brought to you by the Atlantis Paradise Island. There's Terquavian Smith. A deep 3. Look out.
That was an understatement. He was back in the dessert line so far out when he hit that 3.
He's the sophomore from Greenville, North Carolina. Likely would have been the ACC's Rookie of the Year a season ago had that guy Paolo Banchero not come to the league. That's how good he is. Kamara muscling in for a deuce.
And Kamara is a concern for NC State because he can get it done. He's strong, powerful inside. He also will be a rim runner in transition.
A nice creativity there by Dusan Mahorcic. Not sure if that was intentional off the glass, but it helps him score his first points of the night. Holmes, that quick move on the veteran. An easy one there. Missed it right at the rack.
Both of these teams, Kevin, like to get up and down the floor. It's going to be a matter of who can get back. Good transition defense. Take away those easy buckets.
High off the glass, that's Casey Morcell's first look. Smith, a blur. Great Euro step. One more coming.
Malachi Smith coming down in transition. Little Euro step. Takes it hard. Hard jab to the left, then brings it back to the right around the defense for the two.
That is where the sophomore from the Bronx is at his best on the move. First foul of the afternoon whistled against Jack Clark.
That's what you call East Coast basketball.
I think so. This is Smith's third game of the year. That's it. He's missed 3 due to a right ankle injury. Holmes is bothered that time by Mahorcic again. Smith to the big man, goes up and he converts this time. And he's flexing on NC State already.
Much better start for the Dayton Flyers than they had against Wisconsin on yesterday.
Oh, they got 8. They had 14 at the break yesterday against Wisconsin.
Yeah, struggling offensively. But the one thing the Dayton Flyers can hang their hat on is their defense travels.
2 quality teams. Dayton, they're the Atlantic 10 favorites, projected to win the league this year. NC State has got a better roster compared to its last place finish in the ACC a year ago. There's some defense on that end of the floor.
The defense of Dayton smothering. What NC State was able to do against Kansas was run a lot of their dribble action. Able to get hard penetration to the basket and make the defense retreat, and then they were getting open threes. And they weren't on the three-point line. They were 2 or 3 steps back.
They scored 74 points yesterday against Kansas, hit 8 triples. Smith starting to go to work. The floater is strong, and Joyner down with the rebound.
The guards from NC State, of those 74 points against Kansas, 57 came from those 3.
Yeah, that's more than 3/4 of the points from that backcourt trio. And Kevin Keats, who's now in his 6th season as the head coach in Raleigh, mentioned post-game yesterday, I really like my guards, not just based on yesterday's performance. He thinks they are an experienced, quality trio that can take them to greater heights this year.
Well, they all have a strong scoring mentality,
yeah,
right? They're super quick. When you look at them, you may think that they're undersized, but they've got springs. I'm telling you, they play on pogo sticks. They can get up.
DJ Burns into the game. He just caught the inbound pass. Morcell wants a triple. That's off the mark. Burns got his hand on it, and Holmes clears another rebound. Elvis steps into the mid-range, down and out. And Elvis had a fine day at the 16 points yesterday. Holmes with the long reach. In transition. It's Dayton ball when we return. 8-5 lead for the Flyers early on in the first. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Bad Boy Mowers. Bad Boy Mowers builds a better mower. Mow with an attitude. Also, the Atlantis Paradise Island, Bahamas at heart. And Complete Sports Management, see the world through our eyes. Dayton's ahead 8-5, just a few minutes in, just getting started. The 3rd game of 4. Both of these teams lost yesterday, but trying to restabilize, bounce back with a win. These are terrific opportunities to pick up a bevy of big wins early in the year. Learn about your team. That's what Anthony Grant is doing this week. Dayton class of '87. Now in his 6th season coaching at his alma mater, the Miami, Florida native, he continues to raise the expectation level and this program's prestige in recent years. The 29-win season a couple of years ago, they were on a collision course with a 1 seed in the NCAA tournament, if not for the pandemic setting in 2020. He was the National Coach of the Year that season with Obi Toppin. And his team, led by Deron Holmes, who's got 6, are the A10 favorites this year.
Well, getting the balanced attack inside and out, having Holmes really show up big, that has definitely helped the offense of the Flyers.
Yeah, Carolyn, he's already got 6. DJ Burns with the touch and the flick back. That's Jack Clark. Elvis working off the home screen. This is R.J. Blakeney with the left hand. It falls through. Dayton, its only losses to Wisconsin yesterday. That's the reigning Big Ten tournament champs. And then on the road at UNLV last week. Now, the Flyers started the year ranked in the preseason poll for just the 2nd time ever. High expectations. They fell out of the top 25 after that UNLV loss. So a win today against NC State would be its first signature win of the season. Kamara gathers nicely. Tried to flex it back up and in with the right hand. It stays here, so a new 20-second shot clock for the Flyers. Mustafa Amsil into the game. Good shooter. And Holmes, yeah, definitely warranted the ovation he just received as he sits down.
Oh, Amsil comes into the ballgame and he just makes things happen. He's like the kerosene on the fire. He brings energy and effort. He's a good 6th man.
Oh, and Dayton is just attacking the rim. All 14 of its points right at the rim inside the paint. Timeout, Kevin Keats. The Flyers off to a great start, hammering the paint. We're back at 30 seconds. So how does Anthony Grant's team get ranked in the preseason AP poll for just the 2nd time ever in program history? You bring back your entire starting lineup. Matter of fact, the head man he's got 90% of his scoring back from a year ago. Everyone returns off of a roster that won 24 games and was the first team left out of the tournament field a year ago.
Well, in the preseason, you're not teaching your system because everybody back knows what you're running. Now you can just build on what you left off with last season.
This is Terquavion Smith. He hit one really deep 3 earlier. That one's out and Dayton takes it. They got everybody back from a team that won 24 games. In my opinion, they were good enough to be in that NCAA tournament field.
I would agree with you there, but they return all 5 starters. And number 55 here, Mike.
That's the new guy, huh?
Yeah, Mike Chavarant.
A really proficient shooter. Seal just got whistled for the offensive foul. That's his first. And there is the freshman. Long, lanky. The coaching staff's really high on him.
He's a 6'8" point guard. He can really handle the basketball, and he's got terrific court vision.
And you see that at the bottom left of the screen. The first Mongolian citizen to earn a Division I athletic scholarship.
He had no choice to be a great basketball player. His father was a Harlem Globetrotter.
Yeah, his dad was pretty good.
The Mongolian, Mike the Mongolian Shark.
Quality nickname, by the way.
Oh yeah, he was discovered by Dale Brown, but Coach Brown found out he's too old to play, so he couldn't come into college, so he went on to play for the Globetrotters.
Amsil wants a 3, splashes it. What'd you say? He's the spark?
I'm telling you, he makes something happen when he comes, whether it's scoring a bucket or making a defensive play, getting to the glass.
The Finn is Dayton's top three-point threat. So NC State trying to get right on this end of the floor. They're just 4 of 12 from the field. This is Smith, throws it away. Elvis, he's got Kamara running hard. Great lead feed and an even better hustle play from Morcell to knock it free. Or else that was 2 for Kamara.
Off the ball screen. Then flip the screen. Mustafa Amaxio steps back and knocks down the 3.
Just a completely different start and pace to this one for the Flyers. NC State typically plays in some high-scoring games. Again, Dayton scored 42 yesterday in just a rugged defensive battle.
If this is low scoring, it definitely plays to the favor of the Dayton Flyers.
It's a smooth operation to start on this end of the floor. And Smith only adds to it. All but one of their baskets, layups inside the paint.
After struggling shooting yesterday, why not? Instead of settling for jumpers, be aggressive to the rim. That'll put the defense on their heels. Then your perimeter shots will open up. You have a little more time.
Dayton has made 5 of its last 6. Mahorcic turns over his left shoulder, and they whistle Seal for the personal. Now that's his second. He disagrees. However, it's free throws for Mahorcic when we return.
The offense may have been a little anemic yesterday, but today it's Thanksgiving. They've gone to the buffet. They're getting a full diet right now. Buckets in the paint.
ACC Big Ten Challenge, it's coming up starting November 28th, so right on the heels of Feast Week. Those two behemoths of basketball conferences go head-to-head. Here's what's going on elsewhere this week. And out in Portland, the Phil Knight Invitational has begun today. North Carolina got tested by Portland. That game was a tie ball game late in that one. Deep into that game, Pete Nance went for 28, Caleb Love went for 23, and the Tar Heels outlast one of the home teams. You got Portland and Portland State obviously involved in both the Phil Knight Invitational and the Phil Knight Legacies. It's a surplus of delicious matchups. How many bad Thanksgiving puns are we going to make today?
Well,
yours was good going to break. That was just average work for me right there.
Well, Thanksgiving dinner is in between games, and you know I've got that on my mind.
That's right. I think we'll have Thanksgiving side power rankings shared at some point.
Oh, yes.
I think, are we doing that? So stick around, folks. Dusan Mahorcic converts 1 of 2 at the line. And in all seriousness, we do hope everybody is enjoying their holiday season and enjoyed a nice day or are about to enjoy a nice day at the dinner table.
Oh, family, and really giving great thoughts to what you're thankful for.
Dayton is thankful that Wisconsin is gone. They've got 19 in the first half. They scored 14 in the first half yesterday. Great sleight of hand by Mahorcic. This is Joyner, a good slashing, attacking guard. Pulls up from deep. Morcell with the offensive rebound. What does NC State need to do on this side?
Well, they've got to be patient, move the ball side to side. Shooting it early in transition. If your shots aren't falling, you may have to set up a little bit too, get into your rhythm.
NC State coming off the 11-21 season, finished last in the ACC. Now, there's a bit more optimism surrounding a team that just finished last in a league than one would expect. Kevin Keats tried to restabilize and restock things through the transfer portal, bringing in guys like Joyner and DJ Burns, and they've got it back after the Dayton turnover, although that was nearly a vicious slam.
Well, Joyner is just instant offense, and the thing that he does, not necessarily just in games, but in practice, he didn't go to the gym by himself. If he's going to work out, He takes a teammate with him.
And that sort of veteran presence, that accountability was kind of missing last year. Joyner comes over with his former assistant coach at Ole Miss. That's Levi Watkins. All new staff this year for Kevin Keats. Nice cut on the baseline. That was L.J. Thomas. Out to Clark for three. Missed everything. It's a shot clock violation.
The NC State likes to play fast. And right now, Dayton's defense is causing them to get deeper into their options, going to the second and third option. NC State's got to be patient, and the best shot will come.
Well, Dayton has the upper hand defensively. It has 3 steals compared to just 1 for the Wolfpack. That's the sort of disruption that NC State likes to bring to the table, the ball pressure.
Well, they came out of the locker room with that against Kansas and really turned the game around, gave themselves a chance.
Yeah, there's the freshman. Sheriff jumps. Bodies collide, go flying after the miss. And it's a loose ball foul against Dayton. That's the first on Zimi Wokeji, who just checked in. Just the second time these two teams have met, the first time this century. It's been a while since they last played.
When you look at the field goal percentage, Dayton is shooting 56%, NC State 33%. What's the difference? The attempts in the paint. Right now, it's Dayton that's winning that battle 16-6. Now NC State's getting a piece of that painted area.
Clark with the latest. High percentage looks have been the specialty so far for Dayton. Smith guarding Malachi Smith, have to clarify. Holmes with another stuff. He's got 8.
Look, when you pass out the...
Whoa. Now Jarkel Joyner.
A double foul.
Yeah, I think that seems to be the right... way to kind of adjudicate that situation. Now, Joyner certainly swung the right elbow, it looked like at first glance. But Smith might have been antagonizing, perhaps. I think that was Gary Maxwell. He signaled immediately that was a double foul. Yeah,
I think Joyner's going to get upgraded to a flagrant 1.
I think what Joyner took exception to, it looked like Malachi Smith might have gently kicked that basketball forward while they were walking towards it, or attempted to. Kevin Keats is back there saying, is that a flop? And again, the officials can go to the monitor to see if they want to upgrade any contact. In this case, it would be Joyner's contact to a flagrant 1. That's any sort of excessive physical contact. Does not come with a ejection.
And it was a dead ball when that happened as well.
Yeah, so I think this was properly sorted out here. It's going to be a double technical on both players. Technical on each side, and then, hey guys, knock it off. No more of that.
I don't know. I thought Jarkel Joyner.
So Gary Maxwell, thanks to Gary. What did he give you?
It was a double foul, dead ball foul. There was a lot to it.
So no technicals.
No
Let me clarify. That's just a double foul. They both offset, so we pick up at the point of interruption. NC State is about to inbound. And so we move on now. Meanwhile, a foul on this end. That's the first on Kobe Elvis. Yeah, pretty fair to say both players at fault in different ways. Smith was looked like he was trying to maybe gently kick the basketball away from Joyner. Joyner then responded with the polite shove out of the way. Joyner answers back with a triple. And he's right there to pick up Malachi Smith in the backcourt.
Well, and that may be the one thing that fires Jarkel Joyner up. He just hits that three.
That's Joyner's second bucket, his first triple. He has 5. 4-point game after Dayton led by as many as 10 a few minutes ago. Sheriff jumps into the paint. 4 to shoot. Smith recognizes he's going to have to hoist here. Little hesitation. Way short, just barely nicked the rim. Joyner to Smith. Terquavion Smith, NC State's leading scorer, not just this season, but a year ago as well. Finds Morcell, triggers a 3. It's a 1-point game again.
Well, NC State attacking the gaps of that Dayton defense, making 2-guard 1, and then make an early decision to pass out, make the extra pass, and hit finding shooters. But Dayton gave them a little bit of their own medicine.
It's a 2-pointer for Sheriff jumps.
The Dayton defense, watch, on penetration, understanding how quick NC State's guards are. When one person has the ball, there's going to be assistance to not let penetration get deep in the paint, but instead of going all the way to the rim, NC State's now pulling up for those mid-range jumpers.
Joyner does a good job of probing into the paint. Kamara fouled on the way in. So Dayton inbounds underneath the hoop when we return. This thing is tightened up a little bit. Dayton by 2 in the Bahamas. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
It would have to be my grandma's macaroni and cheese.
Probably mac and cheese, honestly. It's actually my grandpa's recipe. It's fire though. Everybody wants my grandpa to make the mac and cheese.
I'm not a huge traditional Thanksgiving guy, but I have grown to like mashed potatoes, so I'm gonna go with that.
I would say mashed potato with gravy.
Well, the main course would probably be mashed potato and gravy.
Sweet potatoes with marshmallows on it, for sure. Easy, easy.
Yeah, you put some sweet potatoes out. That's going to be a winner, I think, just about hands down. Oh, here we go. Okay, this is our side dish power rankings. Shall we start with yours?
No, you're on top. You go first.
Yeah, you know what? You see how smart we are. We highlight mom's cooking, and number one because it's good, but also because we're smart. Yeah, I mean, it just starts and finishes here at our Thanksgiving. With, my mom, it's like a sweet, salty stuffing. Shout out to Nancy. Great work every year. You give me some sweet potato mash, some sweet corn and green beans. What do you got? Because I've got an honorable mention down there as well.
All right. See, I've got my mom's cornbread stuffing.
Oh,
then my sister-in-law makes this Korean slaw. It's so good. And I ask her to make extra so we can take it home when the dinner's over. And then I make the very best mac and cheese. I make the best. Ask anybody.
What about Boogie Ellis? Oh, what talk about stuffing.
That is a stuffing.
R.J. Blakeney just detonating right at the rim. Smith on the other side. Look at this.
Blakeney with a hard cut on the lane, elevates, and the flush. Woo!
Look out, Terquavion. If you saw that arm flailing, that was Terquavion Smith. No chance there. So Blakeney with a vicious jam.
The Flyers came in today with the mindset of eat up as much paint points as you can.
I'm giving an honorable mention to the canned cranberry sauce. Look, the canned cranberry sauce, it's got a bad reputation. Stay strong, canned cranberry.
I don't know where cranberry has to be with Thanksgiving, period. Who puts
Holmes going back to the line.
Holmes is going to work inside. With the strategy of attacking the paint, two things happen. One, you're shooting a high percentage shot, and two, you're getting opportunities at the free throw line. The third bonus is you get your opponents in some foul trouble.
Man, he is one of the more feared players in the A-10, the reigning Rookie of the Year. You saw that emotion he let out. I think that's been pent up for a couple of days. Was held to just 9 yesterday against Wisconsin. He's already surpassed that. He's going to work on the big man. This is Burns, the clear size advantage. You like his finesse game around the rim, don't you?
He went to work, Burns did, in the first half against Kansas. 14 minutes, he was able to come in, and when he got the basketball, he scored any way he wanted to.
Look out, Jack Clark. NC State was down 10 earlier this half. They're ahead for the first time. Elvis bounce pass. Yeah, Dayton just continues to hammer the paint. Well done. That's Kamara. Kamara, a couple years at Georgia. Now in his second season at Dayton. He's nearing 1,000 points. And he really fills the role of the veteran in this starting lineup. 24 of Dayton's points in the paint. Smith hit the side of the backboard. He was looking for contact, was not bailed out by the whistle. And lob to Holmes, a bit too far, though it's knocked out by NC State.
Both teams, Dayton started out going with the high percentage shot, but then the defense turned up, and NC State, they took note. They started being more aggressive defensively, scoring in transition, because this right here for Dayton, being able to get inside has really paid off. Kevin, you talked about it. 24 points in the paint. They are plus 10 to NC State.
He hit one there earlier, short on this three. Both teams better than 50% from the field, so things are starting to heat up a bit. After the Elvis miss, this is Smith. Thomas bounces out. Morcell, he's a good rebounding guard. Smith for three. NC State trying to bounce back after pushing the reigning national champs, the Jayhawks, to the brink yesterday. Ultimately fell by 6. That was a close game late in that one. And Kevin Keats' Wolfpack, after trailing by 10, they're ahead by 2. They flipped the script. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Lowe's. It's the best place to get everything you need for the holidays. Happy Thanksgiving to all who are tuning in this afternoon. Happy Thanksgiving to our crew. It's a whole bunch behind the scenes that goes into putting these games on the air. Everybody involved has done a wonderful job all week long. These are long days, long nights, a lot of games. Our producers, Bob Steinfeld, Adam Teeter, our directors, Logan McDonald, Chad Potoff, our AD Gretchen Shackelford, our APs Greg Prey, Alex Bocard, Jeff Schultz as well. Audio Rob Chadbourne, Kristen Ebb. Video and cameras Bud, Kyle, Guy, Mike, Colin, John, Wayne, Glenwood. I got to keep going here.
Let's
I got
go.
more.
Don't leave anybody out. They're making us look good out here.
Oh, Mike Swanson, our statistician, is here with us. Thanks to everybody for all the hard work that is being put in during the holiday week. We got another game tomorrow coming up next. I'm going to finish the list then. There's a whole lot here.
During that BYU Butler game,
Backdoor cut, Malachi Smith in a 2-point game. Shot clock was draining. Blakeney didn't realize it. Good defense that time by NC State. They have clamped down a bit since falling behind by 10 earlier.
for Quavion Smith, I think had a lot to do with that defensive series, the rotation, the backside. Look, and when you're staying active, you take the focus of the offense off the shot clock. That's how Dayton's losing track of how much time they have left.
NC State's wins in convincing fashion earlier this year against Austin Peay, Campbell, Florida International, and Elon. Lost their first test of the year yesterday against Wisconsin. That's a 10-second count. So ball back to Dayton. This is an important game for both squads. We may not see either head coach, Anthony Grant or Kevin Keats, go more than maybe 8 deep today.
But they may have to. I mean, these are two teams that they've had to go the distance. Both had intense games yesterday.
Smith drive and kick. 2 to shoot. Kamara realizes, lets it go. Rebound down to Smith. This is Terquavion. Always in a hurry. This time backs it out. Kamara swipes it away. Saw that pass coming. Now he's running. Seal blocked. Thomas trailing the play. Blocked the layup attempt. Ball's going back to the Wolfpack.
Official said the basketball hit the backside of the backboard.
Right underneath. Backcourt pressure, and now Dayton backs off a bit. Both teams lost yesterday. You want to leave the Bahamas with more wins than losses. Second game of 3 for both teams. And you can play your way back into the 5th place game tomorrow. There's Burns, lays it up nicely. 4-point advantage for NC State, the largest of the afternoon. A reminder, the championship game, 7:30 Eastern tomorrow. Kansas and Tennessee, the 2 ranked teams. Remember, Dayton started the year in the top 25. After the loss to UNLV, fell just outside. That is how highly regarded this team is this season.
And Bill Self talked about feeling so fortunate to walk away from a win because they didn't play their best basketball. But watch Baby T right here. His quick move, slicing and dicing through the defense, and then at the last minute finds Burns down low. Smith is so quick. He's fast and quick. Sometimes you'll say a player is not fast but quick. He's both. I got Baby T from Coach Keats. We were talking about Terquavion Smith, and he said, Baby T, I'm going to tell you, he is quick on quick.
Dayton with its first point in more than 3 minutes. Down 3, late in the first half. Competitive back. Man move.
Terquavion Smith, understand, he's going over 6'8" on this drive. Up, using the glass, using that top corner to get the finish. And the foul. He's going to the free throw line.
Had the impressive rookie campaign. Went for 19 yesterday. He's averaging 19 this season. And he is going to be likely the premier scorer once again for Kevin Keats. And that is an area that this coaching staff is challenging him to continue to grow in, and that is attacking the rim. Getting stronger. He's done that this offseason. Dayton down 6. Elvis looking for some offense. Lays it up with the right. And easy deuce for the junior from Ontario. That's Elvis's first basket. He had 16 yesterday. Dayton still playing without Kobe Brea. A key rotation piece. He's only played in 1 game this year. So a little bit of a smaller rotation for the Flyers than Anthony Grant would have expected this week in the Bahamas. Sheriff jumps, lost it, stays here. 18.5 to go in the half.
You look at Keats talking to Baby T. He's like, make the easy pass. He came off that ball screen, tried to make the pass to the corner. There was a wide open shooter up top. Keats brought him to the side, said, look, let's just keep things real simple here. Take the open look.
That was a foul on Clark, so Sheriff jumps was at the line for a 1-and-1. Boy, Dayton has gone cold in the latter half of this first. And NC State looking to maybe take a 6 or 7 point lead into the break. Kevin Keats says go, 5 seconds. Smith, step back, off balance triple. It looked online, however, that's the half. 11 points for Terquavion Smith to lead all NC State scores and all scores of this game. After Dayton had a 10-point lead, it lost it. And the Wolfpack head into the locker room up 4. In the Bahamas, a timeout in Nassau. It's halftime at the Imperial Arena. NC State has a 4-point lead over Dayton, looking to bounce back with a win today against a quality opponent. It's halftime here on Paradise Island at the Atlantis. The second half begins when we return to Nassau. You are watching ESPN's Feast Week. It's presented by Lowe's, and we bring you the Bad Boy Mowers Battle for Atlantis from Nassau. In the Bahamas, we are inside the Imperial Arena on Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Glad you're tuning in for this one. A fun first half in Paradise here with Carolyn Peck. She's the former national championship winning head coach. Kevin Fitzgerald with you. That was a high-quality first half of college basketball. NC State has a 4-point lead in a pretty evenly matched first half.
Well, both teams are really battling to control the tempo. They want to get up and down, but neither team has really been able to jump out there. Happy Thanksgiving. But
was that cookie for us?
I mean,
was he holding a cookie?
If he didn't have some pumpkin pie, he needs to keep moving. But both teams, just 2 points, fast break points in transition. Points off turnovers, NC State is only +2. The biggest difference is Dayton is +10 points in the paint, but NC State has been able to knock down just a few more threes.
Yes, they have, and a couple of them were knocked down by their shooters. Jarkel Joyner, Terquavion Smith. Smith hit a couple deep threes today. Dayton, though, on the other hand, just pounded the paint. Deron Holmes led the way with 10 first-half points. for the Flyers.
Jerron Holmes gave us the cliff notes of what was going to this philosophy of the Dayton Flyers was going to be. He was going to have a presence in the paint. He was going to bring the defense, and then offensively, he was going to be aggressive to the rim. So far today, he has done exactly that. 10 points, 4 rebounds. He has brought the emotion for the Flyers. But on the other side, it has been a guard, Jaquan Baby T. Smith, that has been huge for the Wolfpack. 11 points. Has been aggressive off the bounce, has knocked them down from way downtown, and then also dropping dimes along the way. 3 assists on the game. Let me tell you, a battle from the inside from Dayton, the outside from NC State. We're in for a fantastic half.
I think so. After Dayton had led by as many as 10, NC State holds the 4-point advantage. These are our complete sports management first half stats. Both teams, there it is, 50% from the field. And as you were alluding to, a couple of threes are the difference in this one for the Wolfpack. Looking to get to 5-1. This would be the first signature win of the year for either program. Whoever does bounce back after their defeats yesterday and flip back to the 5th place game, which would be tomorrow. There's Tamani Kamara flexing in for 2 more. He's got 8 points.
Well, Kamara going to work inside for NC State, though. Casey Marcel has really struggled to find his shot. He's 1 of 4, and he's one of the trio, that 3-headed monster for the Wolfpack.
Bombs away again for Terquavion Smith. Ball going back to the Flyers. Marcel had 21 yesterday.
Yes, he is 1 for 4 so far today.
Just the 3 points. The Dayton Flyer fan base, it is one of the most passionate, well-traveled fan bases in the nation, hands down. It can go toe-to-toe with any fan base. They have packed this place pretty well. Malachi Smith, a wild pass. Ball going back to NC State.
Discipline on the offensive side where Dayton has to be. They can't wait until they're getting so late in the shot clock that they're having to make a desperation pass. Be a little more crisp with the decision making of how they want their offense to flow.
That is critical for NC State this year. Projected to finish 10th out of 15 in the ACC poll. There's some optimism, though, surrounding this team that finished last a year ago in the ACC. If it can defend better, like it has at times today, it's poised for a better season. Mohorčić inside, he's got 7.
The offense for the Wolfpack will work with those 3 guards, and you have to respect them on the perimeter. Then that will isolate one-on-one opportunities in the paint.
Anthony Grant wants some movement away from the basketball. Smith is tightrope in the baseline. He can only get away for so long. Out of bounds.
The defense for NC State, similar to what they did against Kansas, coming out of the locker room, being very aggressive on all 5 players on the perimeter.
Smith frees himself up. The league favorites in the Atlantic 10 this year. Dayton down 4. Sharif jumps offline. Marcel has him flying into the mid-range. That's strong. And the rebound down to Sharif jumps. That's his first.
1 for 5 for Marcel.
Smith had that one erased. Jack Clark with his 5th block of the year. Now Joyner finds Marcel. This is one he can hit. No. Offensive board down to Mohorčić. Well, he's played a big role in this game at times, though he just got whistled for the personal, and Kamara saw that one coming. Offensive foul.
We got a defensive battle going on. Clark first with the swat on one end, and then the rotation over on the other, the ability to take the charge.
Yeah, that was that flying elbow.
I get a few of those from you sitting over here, Kevin. Little flailing action. I need the referees to blow the whistle.
It's a cylinder foul over here.
Dayton's offense.
Oh, Kamara, high flying to the rack. Turn the corner and let it rip.
When you have a versatile four-man like Kamara who can handle the basketball, he faked that ball handoff off the dribble and decided to take it himself.
The Belgian is now into double figures. He has 10. Second foul on Kobe Elvis. That's a foolish one. And that's the second team foul on Dayton.
Kamara at the top. Gives it a look for the dribble handoff, but keeps it himself and elevates.
How do we rate the shoe game today for Kamara? Pretty good?
Oh, yeah, it's solid 11.
Aqua blue. Yeah, good no call that time, but Kamara's got a dozen. Dayton has come back and tied it. Horchik, screen and roll. Clark, he's got a silky jumper. Not that time. And Kamara comes up with his fourth rebound.
Better movement of Dayton's offense. Less standing of 5 around the perimeter.
Malachi Smith, the playmaking guard. They get the switch. Holmes wants it. Kamara didn't recognize it. And this will be 5 on the timer when we return. Dayton to inbound after just tying things back up. Down at the break. Good start to the second half for Anthony Grant's Flyers, 38 up. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Lowe's. It's the best place to get everything you need for the holidays this year. $38 up early in the second half. Both of these teams looking to bounce back after losses, win, and elevate back to the 5th place game. It's tomorrow. Look, if you've got good game, you're going to have a good shoe game as well. It's a dozen for Kamara. This is the Aquaman. Is that the Aquaman 2s? Nice.
At the
I
next
like the
break,
color
I'll
scheme
run
in the
over.
Bahamas.
I do love the colors. That's like blue ocean wave.
He's got the 12 today, doubling his output from yesterday. What's better today, Kamara's shoes or Anthony Grant's beard? He's going with this year. Sharab, I know you like the look. Sharab jumps, couldn't get that one off, so it's a shot clock violation.
Anthony Grant's bringing the style of wisdom. Yeah. Little Abraham Lincoln look today.
It's a very gentle way of putting that. 6 years now as the head man at his alma mater, previously the coach at VCU in Alabama. He has won just about everywhere he's been. And just one of the better, both of these coaches, just two of the more authentic, genuine dudes in the business.
Oh, they're the nicest guys you'll ever meet. I was so surprised when Anthony Grant got that technical yesterday. I think part of it was to affect his team because they really turned it up.
I don't know if you've seen this yet this year. This is my first encounter with, so remember last year we had a flop warning. A warning would be assessed. Now, when the flop is called this year, there's no warning. It's immediately a Class B technical. So what the heck does that mean? It's one free throw for the opposing team, and then we just pick it up where we got interrupted. So no personal fouls. That's an initiative this season for our officials. Chris Rastatter, he's the new head of officiating, made that very clear before the season. Yeah, any sort of deceptive, trying to deceive the official is going to be punished immediately this year.
I don't know. That just looked like a legitimate fall to me for Smith. It wasn't one of those where the shooter, kicks his foot out and then falls back. I believe he just caught himself off balance.
It wasn't as obvious as sometimes those plays are. Dayton is the beneficiary. It's got the point and possession. Here's Kamara. Bars it into Morcell, trying to spin. Morcell picked his pocket, knocked it free. Joyner to Smith. Mahorcic on the run to the bucket. Just tic-tac-toe that time in transition. Now Mahorcic.
He hurt his shoulder, he threw it down so hard.
Something to the left shoulder. He threw it down with the right. He comes out immediately.
I want to see this again of this great hustle for the basketball. Terrific discipline by Smith. Heads up. I really couldn't see what happened.
No, not there. So he's getting that left shoulder looked at. Well, Mahorcic has made an impact today. Oh, it was a collision on the way back.
Was it friendly fire? He's running into his own player, or was that a Dayton player he ran into?
Whatever it was, he goes to the bench with 9 points. That's a jump ball possession arrow, favors the Wolfpack.
Mahorcic's back on the bench.
He's back. Smith whistled for the personal. No, take it back. That's Elvis. That's the third on Kobe Elvis. I told you they showed up in numbers, Dayton. They are taking exception to the latest whistle. 1-point game, second half. On the Consolation side of the bracket, Clark rises offline. Both teams battled yesterday. NC State lost to the reigning national champs, Kansas by 6. Dayton lost by 1 to Wisconsin. This is Burns, uses that big frame to free himself up in the friendly roll.
DJ Burns has such a nice, soft touch around the rim.
He doesn't dominate the basketball inside, but when he gets a look, he more often than not converts. He's 3 of 5 from the field.
Well, he's very patient when he catches the basketball, Burns is.
Contested jumper for Blakeney. Joyner, he's got 2 free throws. Kicked it into a 4th gear down the alley. Second personal on Malachi Smith, so Joyner at the line, attempting to increase NC State's advantage. Now a 5th-year starter, Joyner is. 2 years at Cal State Bakersfield, the last 2 at Ole Miss.
Surprising is both of these teams are attacking the basket. Just the 10th, 11th free throw attempt for a combination of both teams. Now, Dayton has been extremely intentional of going inside. They got 32 paint points. But from the charity stripe, Dayton 2 for 6. And NC State, they're 3 for 5.
Clark a little too aggressive. 13th foul on NC State, the 3rd on Clark as well. That'll frustrate your head coach. Seal calling for it. Fires it to Elvis. Back to Burns. Backdoor cut, Morcell.
Keep an eye on Morcell now. A lot of times shooters can get going. Nice back cut, scoring, get locked in deep offensively.
And it's now an 8-0 NC State run. Dayton must stop the bleeding. Seal whistled for the charge.
Musafa and Moxhill got called for a tee.
Yes, he did. So not only whistled for the offensive foul, but the technical afterward. So Jarkel Joyner to take the free throws. Inauspicious technical with your opponent on an 8-0 run. Make it 9. Oh.
I'm not a lip reader, so I have no idea what he said, but his facial expression didn't look that intense.
Well, all it does is further extend NC State's lead. Seal to the bench. Remember, Dayton led by as many as 10 in that first half. It's now down 9.
Maybe he said something in his native tongue. He's from Finland. The official didn't understand what he said.
Tough break. The Wolfpack much more efficient on the offensive end of the second half, and TJ Burns, he's the reigning Big South Player of the Year out of Winthrop, making his presence felt. Largest lead of the afternoon for the Wolfpack.
Dayton's got to find an answer right now offensively. They cannot afford to turn the ball over, and it's getting deep in the shot clock.
This is Holmes, lost it. Boy, he has had a little impact after those early points in this game. Clark tapped it back in. It is a 14-0 NC State run. Timeout, Dayton. The Wolfpack overwhelming the Flyers the last few minutes.
Flyers tried to make a run right out of the locker room, but it was the Wolfpack that was able to bring the fight. As we get to the midway point in the third quarter, the attack mode, off cuts, and then going to the big man inside. Right now, the Wolfpack firmly in control.
The Phil Knight legacy underway out in Portland. The quarterfinals got started today. Duke outlasts Oregon State. It moves on to the semis. You've got Florida and Xavier currently on ESPN2. Look at the rest of the field. Purdue, West Virginia, Gonzaga as well will battle with Portland State. The championship of that one, 3:30 Eastern on ABC on Sunday.
After we finish up here, continue to watch while I have my pumpkin pie with the whipped cream on top.
You've been looking forward to Thanksgiving dinner between games.
Well, we're going to have
one more.
We got like 2 minutes.
It's a marathon. It'll be the fastest Thanksgiving dinner.
Absolutely, which will be good because when you don't have anything to do but sit around and watch TV, you got leftovers. How many trips back to the refrigerator do you go?
Oh, yeah, it's plenty. Dayton just can't buy a basket. NC State on a 14, make it 16-0 run. And the lead grows to 15 after the basket interference, or after the goaltend, I should say. Blakeney got whistled for the personal. So NC State just continues to push it into a fourth gear. My main man's getting down here on the court. NC State by 15. This is the show for you right now.
This is, other than we've had great talent of the teams that are here, this entertainment here of the dancing basketball, oh, he's been fantastic. At times, he will go all the way down and his legs disappear. That's
right.
Just, oh, it makes me laugh.
He has captivated the hearts of so many in attendance. A solo act. Look, he doesn't need anybody else. It does not need anyone else. Solo act.
We got to get him a name.
And kind of got an encore performance there. We had back-to-back television timeouts. Dayton needed a minute because it is. Watched NC State go on a 17-0 run over the last 4.5 minutes. It has no answers right now for the Wolfpack. What's going wrong?
Well, I think it's what's going right for NC State. Darko Joyner, he's gotten going, a few backdoor cuts, and scoring in the paint has worked well for the Wolfpack.
Needs something to fall, and finally one does for Malachi Smith, who has 6. Smith. Burns taps it back. An easy one. He was in perfect position. Now DJ Burns is into double figures. Anthony Grant is really giving it to Larry Spalding. And he just got teed up. That is the second technical that's been assessed to the Flyers. Anthony Grant is steaming mad right now.
Well, I think he was upset with the lack of call on his end. There was no call on that contact. And then running in transition down here. Remember yesterday that when Dayton was playing Wisconsin, Anthony Grant got a technical. He goes after, he's defending his guys. And when it gets to that point, his team, they get in the foxhole with him. They play harder for Coach Anthony Grant.
Yes, they do. And so can that ignite something here? Well, there is fire in the eyes right now of Anthony Grant. His team is down 16 and held a 10-point lead. And the first portion of our first half. So can the Flyers pick it up?
I'm watching to see how this ignites the Dayton Flyers. Will they turn things up like they did yesterday after Anthony Grant got that technical?
Extra pass to Smith, straight on 3. Clark clears it. Smith trying to bother Turquavion. Burns has 10.
Woo! Big man, light on his feet.
Oh, that one was on the cylinder still, so Morcell touched it while it was still above the rim. So that's basket interference. That one is wiped off.
I don't think it needed the help either. It was going in. Morcell just got a little overzealous. Got up, just give it a chance.
Dayton down 16, past the midway mark of the second half.
Elvis needs to get going.
Well, this is Kobe Elvis, number 24 in the Navy. That's a foul on Morcell. 4th team foul on NC State, the second on Morcell. It's the Virginia transfer. Technical and/or missed call aside. NC State has been the more enthusiastic, spirited team in this second half. And it's outscored Dayton by 12 after having taken that 4-point lead into the break. the second on Terquavion Smith.
But after watching yesterday's game, Dayton's not out of any ball game. They can claw their way back into games. They can really lock down defensively, start picking up things for themselves in transition. It's just going to be tough to do because of the kind of speed that NC State has. Look to see Dayton bring on a full court press, really to turn up the intensity.
Here it comes after the Malachi Smith base. Smith dives for that one. Ball back to the Flyers.
There's enough time for Dayton to chip away. They don't need to just settle for threes. Just do it the blue-collar way. Get turnovers, attack the paint, get to the free throw line.
Kamara with the smaller Joyner on him, into the paint. To Holmes, he's got 2 free throws after getting hacked. 4th foul on Jack Clark.
Kamara with his ball handling abilities, a playmaker from that 4 spot. He can create for himself when the defense rotates over. Get the drop pass.
Deron Holmes has yet to score this half. He had those 10 first half points. The sophomore from Goodyear, Arizona.
First half, 10 points, 4 rebounds. He hasn't added to that the stat sheet yet in his first 10 minutes of the second half.
But Dayton is going back to the paint. Its last 3 points at the free throw line. And one more could get it back to a dozen.
The offense got a little stagnant coming out of the locker room. It was 5 out around the perimeter. There was a lot of standing. The motion, the movement has come back to the Dayton offense.
They just forced a turnover previously, bringing the pressure.
Dayton trying to get a turnover here, get a stop, have the possibility to cut this into single digits.
Smith trying to bother Joyner. Joyner pulls up and buries it. Well done that time by the Oxford, Mississippi native.
Jarkel Joyner came into this game shooting over 53%. And we have seen he doesn't take just layups. Those aren't just easy shots. He shoots deep threes as well. 53%. That's efficient.
He's got 16 this evening. 3 in the key. Holmes trying to pivot away from the defense and all the trouble, but instead they give it back to NC State. Kevin Keats' Wolfpack is up 14. They've had a sterling second half. Anthony Grant needs to find some answers. For the second time ever, it's NC State and Dayton. They've only met once before. It was not this century, it was a while back. And NC State, after falling behind by 10 in the early goings of this one, right around the midway mark of the first half, it started to pick it up. Took a 4-point lead into the break. Recently went on a 17-0 run, Carolyn, to really open this thing up. Dayton is now in that danger zone. 7:53 to go. This is a matchup of 2 teams that lost really close ones yesterday. And neither wants to go home with more losses than wins. 3 days in the Bahamas.
These 3 guards for NC State have been so impressive.
They just beat the 10-second count. Joyner puts it in. 19 for Jarkel Joyner. That's a game best.
Terquavion Smith, 19 yesterday. Now it's Jarkel Joyner. He has 19. I mean, any given night, one of those 3 guards can go off.
Well, that is why Blakeney with the deuce. That is why NC State is a team that maybe folks are sleeping on right now. Got a little more veteran presence in that rotation. They have some guards that fit that man's style this year.
Well, Bill Self said he hasn't seen every team in the Big 12, but he can't imagine that he's going to see a combination of 3 guards as quick and as talented on the same team as NC State has assembled.
Blakeney just took it away from Smith, and he's getting one more. Look at the robbery right here.
Dayton's not going to go away without a fight. R.J. Blakely right there. Smith left it right there in front of him, and Blakely just took it away. Then finishes. Now, I don't understand why Smith was not called for a flop right there. That was a little more than a flop.
Than the one we saw earlier.
Exactly.
Sheriff jumps. It's a timely 3.
Now Dayton's been here before, got to 12. Can they get a stop? Cut it to 10, then get it under single digits.
First triple for the Mongolian, a big one. Make it his second field goal. Yeah, first 3. Blakeney now applying all sorts of pressure. 4 to shoot. Terquavion to improvise. Blakeney blocked it. Ernest Ross got his hands on it out of bounds. It's a shot clock violation, and here comes Dayton down 10 with possession, 6:30 to go. So that 17-point NC State lead, it's no longer. Still up 10. Anthony Grant calls a timeout with 6:30 to go in this ballgame.
This is a good timeout for Anthony Grant because this is an important possession. It's a 10-point game right now. And they need to try to make sure on this possession they get a good score. They want to make sure that they're disciplined in their execution. They have been successful in going to the basket and then put in the plan of the press. After the score, now how are you going to defend? You've got to make sure that you do not allow NC State to get off and running. Even talk about your coverages defensively on a missed shot, that you're getting back and not let NC State get a run out.
By the way, currently right now on ESPNU, the Phil Knight Invitational Women's Bracket, top 20 battle between North Carolina and Oregon. Iowa State and Michigan State to follow. Worth pointing out, Anthony Grant has just 1 timeout remaining. 6:30 to go in this second half. 3 days in a tournament like why these games are. Dayton, the first team left out of the tournament field a year ago. It's matchups like this that bring a lot of weight to the equation once those resumes are getting stacked up against one another come March. A big chance for either team to pick up a signature early season win. It would be the first for either.
Dayton trying to go inside with a mismatch with Kamara, but too much ball pressure on the perimeter defensively.
There's Ernie Ross, blocked, but Blakeney is called for the foul. So 2 free throws coming for the sophomore from Florida. That's Ernie Ross. It was Morcell who swiped it on the other end for NC State.
After the great defensive play, Morcell on the perimeter, really taking away any look to get inside, led to the transition opportunity for the Wolfpack.
Blakeney, I would assume, is claiming there was a whole lot of ball there. Maybe some body contact is what he got whistled.
I saw a foul.
He got him on the arm?
He got him on the arm.
Ernest Ross, 2 of 6 at the line this year. He only plays about 10 minutes per game. Gets 1. So Ross takes a seat. Jack Clark back in with those 4 fouls. He's one of Kevin Keats' starters.
The defensive pressure that NC State can bring.
The Wolfpack by 11, less than 6 to go. A giveaway. Careless pass that time by Smith. Nice idea, but fed it into too much traffic.
Well, I think Deron Holmes, he rolled the wrong direction after that ball screen, and he wasn't where he could see the pass.
Joyner getting hounded. Pulls up in the paint. That one swirls through. He wants a foul. Won't get it, but the consolation prize is his team ahead by 13. Holmes into Mahorcic. Missed it. That was last touch by NC State. Dayton to inbound underneath the hoop.
Joyner just keeps adding up the points. Bring it on defensively in the paint. It doesn't matter. A lot of contact. So what? Number 1 in white. It's no problem.
He's got a game-high 21. Well above his season average. He's off to a really fine start in his 5th year in Raleigh. Holmes took some steps. Just hasn't been Dayton's half. 17 turnovers now.
Deron Holmes, I think, went to a little bit more of a finesse game. He was a power game to start the half. He was playing a little softer in this second half. He was looking to dunk just about everything early on. Now trying to use more of a finesse game, not working out so well.
Sharrow jumps with some great defense, contesting the Morcell mid-range jumper. Kamara into the paint, lays it up and through. Joyner bumped, and that is Toumani Kamara's first foul. That is the 10th team foul on Dayton, so NC State is in the, nope. No, that was the 9th, so NC State now are 1-1 at the line.
And State, they shoot about 76% from the free throw line, so I don't know if this is going to work out well for Dayton, putting him at the charity stripe.
This is not the man you want there either.
Oh, no.
88% at the line this year. And his signature week, a flourishing week for Joyner, continues in the Bahamas. 17 yesterday. He's got an even 40 now for the 2 days. 23 for Joyner.
Joyner puts in the work, and it pays off, so he can trust his work when it comes game time.
Smith lays it up. Kamara couldn't flush it back, but he draws the personal, so 2 free throws coming for the senior. The winner vaults back to the 5th place game. And in that one, you have a chance to leave the Atlantis with a pair of wins. So the winner of this one gets either Butler or BYU. That game is coming up next. We know our championship bout. It's a heavyweight one between Kansas and Tennessee tomorrow.
Both of the early 2 games going to overtime. That was the end of that Kansas game. Wisconsin gave them everything they had.
The game winner coming with what? 0.2 of a second?
Ball just sometimes bounces your way.
All that good luck of late.
Sometimes it's
This
better
year
to be
in Lawrence.
better to be lucky than good.
Smith left his feet, finds Morcell. 4 to shoot. That's a 3. And he swishes. NC State back ahead by 15 with less than 4 to go.
Just the second 3 by Casey Marcel.
That's Kamara now with 17. He's the leading scorer today for Dayton. They're within 13. It needs stops. Only 3.5 to go.
And Anthony Grant only having 1 timeout. His team, they've got to be able to get stops. They're letting NC State use a lot of that shot clock.
Morcell looking for the big man. Mahorcic, the Serbian, spins nearly right into the double team. Joyner. Tapped back in by Clark.
Wow, that's huge by Clark to follow up, stay on the play, and get the putback.
NC State has weathered this Flyer surge, and it carries a 15-point lead into our final timeout. Less than 3 to go. The Wolfpack in great shape, looking to close it out when we return. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Bad Boy Mowers. Mow with an attitude. Also, the Atlantis Paradise Island, Bahamas at heart. And Movement, it's the cleanest watches in the game. NC State was looking for someone to step up. It has gone to Jarkel Joyner all evening long, and get used to that phrase, Wolfpack fans. 23 and counting tonight, Carolyn.
Oh, he has had a fantastic night. With the 3 guards, you got options. And Jarkel Joyner has been the one that has stepped up big.
He's been option 1, 2, and 3 today at times.
It's
been all of them.
All that the Wolfpack need. It's a great addition to this staff. That was a good get by Keith Heek.
Well, his former assistant coach at Ole Miss, Levi Watkins, joins Kevin Keats' staff, a new assistant coaching staff that has Kevin very excited. And so that was the easy connection. Jarkel taking advantage of the post-pandemic expanded eligibility. So this is his 5th year, and he decides to take his talents to Raleigh. He is going to be a major benefit, a major upgrade for this team at its backcourt after a 21-loss season. Really was just a year that went sideways with a lot of injuries, and I don't know how high NC State's going to finish in the ACC. I would think they're going to finish much higher than they were a year ago, and maybe projected to stack up this year in the ACC. Kevin Keats has upgraded in a big way through that transfer portal.
I think NC State's going to be a problem. And at first, they may just sneak up on people, but these 3 guards have garnered, especially in this tournament, great respect. They are going to be tough to prepare for because all 3 of them are a threat, both offensively and defensively.
Meanwhile, Dayton, the Atlantic 10 league favorites. Oh, Joyner, he is just tormenting, and he's going, my man, why do that? That looked like it was falling through for an even 25. Mahorcic owes him a...
Mahorcic was a little too hungry.
Owes him a, you know, a lunch tomorrow.
Right there.
Holmes is going to the free throw line for 1 more. It's still an 11-point game. You got 2:28 to go.
There's plenty of time. We have seen it. The first 2 games, they went to overtime. Dayton to claw in. NC State's got to be disciplined right now. At each possession, they've got to really not hurt themselves, like the goaltending mistake there. Execute offensively. Take advised shots. They don't need to be in a rush.
The all-conference force in the paint, Holmes. He's got 17 today. He and Kamara, the front court duo with 34 combined. But their efforts have them 10 short.
Kobe Ellis, only 2 points for the Dayton Flyers. A lot of that has to do with Casey Marcel, number 14 in white.
Rebound to Holmes. Less than 2 to go. Dayton needs looks. Now 19 for Kamara, back to single digits. Hasn't been this close in a little while. The Wolfpack were ahead by 4 at the break, used a 17-0 run early on in the second half to pull away. Yet we're back within 8. Your Dayton, you don't want to foul here. A whistle sends NC State to the line for 2.
You got to deny the pass. You got to set up an opportunity where you could potentially get a steal.
Joyner just barely got it off. There's a stop. Anthony Grant's club on a 7-0 run, 1:10 to go.
Could be a 3-possession.
Smith blocked by Mahorcic. And then Elvis bumps Joyner. That sends Jarkel to the free throw line, where he's got a chance to hit 25.
Mahorcic's just been really strong inside. Slowed down the production of Dayton's ability in the paint.
It's a pair of blocks today for Mahorcic. Another transfer that joins for his 5th and final season this year. Jarkel Joyner. Now 9 of 11 at the free throw line, 25 for Joyner. He's got NC State back ahead by 10 with 1:02 left, and as long as they just play smart basketball, the final 62 seconds, they're moving on to the 5th place game and have a chance to maybe pick up a pair of wins this week in the Bahamas tomorrow. Here's how things have played out earlier today, those 2 semifinal matchups. Yeah, a pair of overtime thrillers. Kansas wins with a layup with 0.2 of a second left on the clock. Tennessee outlasts Southern Cal in overtime. That was a brilliant finish as well. Tennessee was down 4 with just a couple of minutes left. They force overtime. Usually the team that forces overtime, sometimes more often than not, wins. And so we got a top 25 battle in the championship game at 7:30 on ESPN Friday.
Well, this is a place you want to get a ticket to over Thanksgiving because you have quality, talented teams. We had it on the women's side, and the same thing is happening here with the men. It's not really those blowout games, but games that are going to come down to the wire. And these are also games that are going to allow teams to measure where they are and what they need to work on, because games that you play in November are going to pay off for you in March.
Well, it's where you learn about your team, I think. Well, what has Kevin Keats learned about his Wolfpack today?
Well, he's learned that his guards are pretty daggone good. And when you have a combination of defensive stops that you can get from inside in your post game, and you make your opponents respect the perimeter, that's a good balance of a squad that you can be competitive with.
Malachi Smith way off on the 3. Kamara saves it, but to the wrong team. Dayton will be aggressive. And they almost get the 10-second count.
I know you don't want to foul, but you're going to have to.
Yep, 33.3 left. Joyner's going back the line to pad his stats. You see the immediate dividends adding a player like Joyner makes.
Well, it's Quavian Smith yesterday, Jarkel Joyner today. I bet you tomorrow it's Casey Marcel's team.
Kevin Keats going to empty the bench with 33.3 left. Does KJ get some run? Kevin Jr. there, there's number 13. Kevin's son, a freshman on the roster this year. And a nice ovation for this core rotation that performed well. Joyner now 27, a new season high. And he lets out the roar. He exchanges the high fives with Jordan Snell.
Great performance by Joyner. He has made his presence felt for the Wolfpack immediately.
NC State was the better team in this second half. They shoot 49% from the field, They forced 17 Dayton turnovers. And even despite the rocky beginning, falling behind by 10 in that first half, took a lead into the locker room at half and then flew by Dayton. There was no pun intended there this second half. So the Wolfpack bounce back. They advance to the 5th place game. Will get either Butler or BYU tomorrow. They'll have a chance to leave the island with a pair of wins. Nice performance by the Wolfpack today.
Jarquel Joyner, a fantastic day today at 27 points. Look at the efficiency of his game. 7 of 12 from the floor. He got to the free throw line. He had 13 attempts, hit 11 of those. And this stats didn't even talk about the defense that he brought as well for the Wolfpack.
He's got nearly 1,600 points in his career, 27 of them tonight. This is a engaged, enthusiastic, and older, a motivated NC State team this year. And they move on to the 5th place game. Those stats brought to you by Bad Boy Mowers. Our player of the game, yep, it's Jarquel. Final game of the day is coming up on ESPN Plus. That's Butler and BYU. One more before our final day tomorrow. I'll talk to you then, my friend. For Carolyn Peck and our entire great crew, I'm Kevin Fitzgerald saying so long and happy Thanksgiving from the Bahamas.